Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Boker Kalashnikov. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. Alright, cool. Let's get into it. So, this is the Boker Kalashnikov. I'm sure everyone knows about Boker and you've heard about the Kalashnikov. If you don't already own one of these, definitely look into it. It's really become a classic automatic knife. So it's an automatic knife and it's fairly large. I'm gonna pull out. I got my sub Kalashnikov. I also have my mini Kalashnikov, and I'll do a size comparison in a couple minutes, but just wanted you to see how large this knife is real quick. The Kalashnikov comes in a ton of different colors, different blade coatings, or different colored blade coatings, different color hardware. They all have different blade shapes. This guy is a drop point, and you can see that there is a coating on the blade. It's just paint. I'm pretty sure it's just painted blue. It's not like a PVD coating or like DLC or whatever. And the same thing with the hardware. I think it's just painted, which is okay. It looks cool, but just be aware that it will come off if you are using it. Whereas if you see the Quiet Carry Eddy, this coating is not going anywhere. That's gonna stay on. I think that's PVD on the Eddy. But anyway, back to the Kalashnikov. So Boker, comes up with some really cool stuff, but this has really, become a classic go-to kind of budget auto knife. A lot of people have multiple versions of these, and they kind of collect them all. So I only have one regular Kalashnikov, and the reason is I found a couple issues with it, and this is actually the second one that I got. The first one I had to send back because the button was sticking, wasn't deploying correctly. So, these knives, they come, I think, to whatever the knife dealer is. I think they come to the knife dealer not as automatic, so they're shipped in just as either parts or without the spring, and then the knife dealer, I guess, sends them out again and gets them reassembled with the spring, so they become an automatic. So I think the quality does depend on where you order your Kalashnikov from, and I know a ton of people that love their Kalashnikov and it's their favorite auto. For me, it just has not lived up to the hype. So I'll get into the specifics. On the other hand, the sub Kalashnikov has been awesome. Haven't had one issue with this. And the mini Kalashnikov, while I don't like it as much as the sub Kalashnikov, I like the mini better than the regular. But anyway, let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison. Let's get this guy out so you can see it. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and compare it against a beast of a knife, the Formax Scout, which review's coming soon for this guy. But you can just see the Kalashnikov is quite a bit smaller, but still, I mean, you can see how big the Kalashnikov is compared to the giant Formax Scout. And another more comparable knife, one of my standards, the Benchmade Mini Freak. Very similar, although still the Kalashnikov is bigger than the Mini Freak. And we'll get the Formax Scout out of the way. And let's go ahead and get the Quiet Carry IQ in here. So you can see that the Kalashnikov is bigger than both of them. I'll go ahead and get these guys put away and bring out the mini Kalashnikov. And let's go ahead and do the sub Kalashnikov. So you can see all of the Kalashnikovs, the little Kalashnikov family, all lined up together. And I'll go ahead and measure these guys up. We got the mini Kalashnikov, about 2.5 inches on the blade, about 5.5 overall. The regular Kalashnikov, yeah, about 3.25 blade, and then 7.5 overall. And then the sub Kalashnikov, I know the blade is under 2. Yeah, we're at like 1.98 maybe. And then full length, about 4.75. So the Kalashnikov is big, and they also make it in an even bigger size. I think it's the Kalashnikov XL, which is crazy. I kind of want one, but it's just too much, too serious of a knife for me. But okay, let's go ahead and get the sub Kalashnikov put away, mini Kalashnikov put away, and let's talk upsides to this knife. Number one is the ergonomics are actually really, surprisingly, really good. You have really nice jimping, a little bit on the blade, more on the handle, and these are aluminum handles, by the way. Aluminum handles, and the blade is AUS 8, so on the steel, but it is a budget knife. These come in around like $50, so appropriate for the price range. And they come in different blade steels also, and then the price just kind of goes up from there. Anyway, back to the ergonomics. Pretty good. You can see the little, finger cutouts. Full 4-finger grip. Nice jimping. It would be nice if the jimping extended up a little bit further onto the blade, but not a huge deal. Yeah, ergonomics are surprisingly good. That's an upside. I do like these ridges on the show side, another upside, and I really like that these screws are flat. The screws are recessed. The blade coating, even though it's paint, looks pretty cool. Upside for me. On the clip side, an upside is that the clip is deep carry. Again, the screws are recessed. All upsides. And that's about it. The upsides end there. Let's go ahead and get into the downsides of this knife, which are a little more apparent. I mean, number one, you can see, actually it's a little bit hard to see, but the grind on the blade, on the tip, is terrible. It's totally one-sided. It's a little hard to see on camera, but totally uneven. The blade centering is not great, but that can be adjusted, not a huge deal. The coating is paint, so while it looks cool, it will come off. Some people like that kind of, patina, where it's, half blue or whatever color it is. And there are Kalashnikovs without the coating, without the paint. I thought the paint looked cool. Another downside is the shape of the clip. For me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that they have these ridges in the clip and the ridges in the handle on the clip side. To me, I'd much rather see this flat and then the clip a more, traditional shape. I do like that it kind of, edges off right here and gets a little bit flatter, but it turns out to be a hot spot. And I'll just get into another downside real quick, is the action is just not great. And I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but did you see that, where I kind of have to push in, it's like click, 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 and then it opens? And I'm not pushing it slowly, I'm just I'm going down all at once. That's not right. Now I've been kind of spoiled with ProTech knives and the ProTech action, where it's just, you know, really strong as soon as you hit the button. But if you look at the Sub Kalashnikov, I mean, that's super strong, no hesitation. The button is totally smooth. So it's something about the regular Kalashnikov that doesn't quite deploy the way I want it to. So that's another downside. The action is just it's not there for me. And yeah, this is the second Kalashnikov that I've had. The first one I got, the button was super sticky. It wouldn't deploy maybe every third time I would try it, which is just not right for an automatic. And the first one that I got, it was dull, like a butter knife. This one is a little bit sharper, but still, I mean, still really dull. And the button, the auto button, is just not quite right. I mean, that was a little bit better, but it just kind of depends. It's not consistent. So, you know, I get that people love the Kalashnikovs, but for my money, you know, this is like $45 or so. I would much rather get a Sub Kalashnikov from Blade Ops, and or even the mini Kalashnikov. This has been the better user compared with the regular. Also, because it's an automatic, another downside is it's illegal a lot of places. So because the blade is like, what, 3.5 inches, it's going to be illegal in more places, and because it's an auto, it's going to be illegal in more places. So again, for my money, I would just rather get the Sub Kalashnikov. Even the mini has a longer blade than the Sub, but they seem like the smarter options. If you want an automatic, if you want a budget automatic, for my money, this doesn't quite do it. So I would be curious to hear in the comments if anyone has had trouble with the Kalashnikov, with the regular Kalashnikov, like I have, and or if you love it and you've never had any issues. I'm definitely curious. I think overall, it's just not the best automatic. It is a budget knife, but Boker makes better knives than this. This is not the one for me. So definitely let me know if you've had issues with the Kalashnikov, or if you prefer the mini, or if you just love it and you have collected all of the Kalashnikovs. I would be curious to hear. And also, look, what is this lanyard hole? Like, what? And the clip covers part of the lanyard hole. Come on. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. And I have reviews coming soon for a few more knives. One of them is the mini Kalashnikov. That'll be coming up real soon. And I actually really enjoyed this one. For the regular Kalashnikov, it was nice knowing you. I'll catch you guys later. This has been Knife Standards. Thank you.